day, companions. How are you? Today, we will discuss Alfa Romeo P3. The Alfa Romeo P3, also known as the Tipo B, is one of the most iconic racing cars in the history of motorsport. Introduced in 1932, this masterpiece of engineering dominated the racing scene in the early 1930s and solidified Alfa Romeo's reputation as a premier manufacturer of high-performance, technologically advanced vehicles. This car wasn't just a symbol of racing prowess, but also an embodiment of design and innovation that would inspire generations of enthusiasts and engineers alike. In this video, we will delve deep into the significance of the Alfa Romeo P3, its design and engineering breakthroughs, the drivers who tamed this beast on the track, and the legacy it left behind. Alfa Romeo P3. The Genesis. The Alfa Romeo P3 was designed during a golden era for the Italian automaker, and it played a pivotal role in defining their dominance in motorsport. Conceived as a successor to the already successful Alfa Romeo 8C2300, the P3 was designed by the legendary engineer Vittorio Jano. Jano's vision for the P3 was to create a racing machine that could excel in both handling and power, ensuring Alfa Romeo's supremacy in the Grand Prix racing scene. The car debuted in the 1932 season, and from the start, it was clear that the P3 was something special. Key engineering highlights. At the heart of the Alfa Romeo P3 was a supercharged straight-8 engine, initially a 2.6-liter unit producing around 215 horsepower. This might not seem like much by today's standards, but in the 1930s, it was an impressive feat of engineering. What made the P3 truly revolutionary was its lightweight construction and advanced handling characteristics. At a time when most race cars were built for straight-line speed, the P3 balanced power with agility, making it highly competitive on the tight, twisty circuits of the era. The car's lightweight chassis, combined with its powerful engine, made it an unstoppable force on the racetrack. Additionally, the P3 was the first single-seater Grand Prix car, a configuration that set a new standard for racing cars in the years to come. Its streamlined, aerodynamic bodywork allowed it to cut through the air with ease, while the single-seater design allowed the driver to sit centrally, improving the car's balance and handling. One of the most innovative aspects of the P3's design was its dual driveshaft configuration. By utilizing two driveshafts on either side of the driver, the car achieved better weight distribution and handling dynamics. This, combined with the lightweight tubular chassis, gave the P3 an unprecedented level of agility for a car of its time, dominating the racing scene. From the moment the Alfa Romeo P3 made its racing debut, it was a dominant force in Grand Prix racing. The car's exceptional balance of speed, power, and handling made it virtually unbeatable. In 1932, with drivers like Tazio Nuvolari behind the wheel, the P3 swept through the Grand Prix circuit, claiming victory after victory. Nuvolari, known for his daring and fearless driving style, was perhaps the most iconic driver to ever race the P3. His skill in taming the powerful Alfa Romeo made him a legend, and the P3 became his weapon of choice. Together, Nuvolari and the P3 were a formidable team, and their partnership resulted in numerous victories, including the prestigious Italian and French Grand Prix. However, the dominance of the Alfa Romeo P3 was not limited to Nuvolari. Other racing legends like Achille Varzi and Rudolf Caracciola also piloted the P3 to great success. The car's performance was so superior that it consistently outpaced the competition, making Alfa Romeo a powerhouse in the racing world. One of the most significant wins for the P3 came in 1935 at the German Grand Prix held at the Nürburgring. Tazio Nuvolari, driving an outdated P3 against the might of the German teams, managed to clinch a dramatic victory, cementing both his and the P3's place in racing folklore. This race is often referred to as one of the greatest Grand Prix victories of all time. The evolution and challenge. By the mid-1930s, Grand Prix racing was undergoing rapid technological advancements. To keep the P3 competitive, Alfa Romeo made several updates to the car over the years. In 1934, the P3's engine was enlarged to 2.9 liters, boosting power output to around 255 horsepower. This upgrade allowed the car to remain competitive against the increasing might of German manufacturers like Mercedes-Benz and Auto Union, who were pouring significant resources into their racing programs. However, despite the improvements, the rise of state-backed German teams in the mid-1930s began to challenge Alfa Romeo's dominance. The Mercedes-Benz W25 and the Auto Union Type A were formidable opponents, and Alfa Romeo, a private company without the same level of financial backing, found it difficult to keep up. Nevertheless, the P3 continued to compete at the highest level, and even though it couldn't always match the sheer power of the German machines, its superior handling and balance gave it an edge on certain circuits. The legacy of the Alfa Romeo P3 extends far beyond its racing victories. It is a car that defined an era in motorsport and set the standard for future racing cars. Its innovative design, lightweight construction, and advanced handling characteristics made it one of the most influential cars in Grand Prix history. The P3's success on the track was a testament to Vittorio Jano's engineering brilliance and Alfa Romeo's commitment to pushing the boundaries of automotive technology. The car's dominance in the early 1930s helped establish Alfa Romeo as one of the premier manufacturers of racing cars and laid the groundwork for their continued success in motorsport. Moreover, the P3's racing success helped elevate the stature of Alfa Romeo in the eyes of the public. The brand became synonymous with speed, performance, and innovation, a reputation that still holds strong today. The P3 was more than just a race car. It was a symbol of what Alfa Romeo represented: passion, performance, and technical excellence. Even today, the Alfa Romeo P3 is celebrated by automotive enthusiasts and historians alike. Restored examples of the P3 are highly sought after by collectors, and they often fetch significant sums at auctions. These cars are not just valuable because of their rarity, but because of the rich history and the legendary status they hold in the world of motorsport. The Alfa Romeo P3 is a car that has transcended time. Its innovative design, remarkable performance, and racing pedigree have cemented its place as one of the greatest racing cars ever built. While modern technology has taken motorsport to new heights, the P3 remains a shining example of the ingenuity and passion that drove the early days of Grand Prix racing. In celebrating the Alfa Romeo P3, we are not just honoring a car, but an era when racing was pure, daring, and full of heroes who pushed the limits of both man and machine. The P3 stands as a testament to Alfa Romeo's commitment to excellence and serves as a reminder of the incredible engineering feats that shaped the future of motorsport. This concludes our detailed look into the legendary Alfa Romeo P3. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the world's most iconic cars.